Hi, this is Luke Wilson. I'm in the action comedy Blue Streak, also the date movie of the year, just to cover all the bases. No, it's with Martin Lawrence, and it's comedy, and if you come over to the cinema, I'll tell you all about it. You know, I can remember watching Stir Crazy as a kid, and I mean, he makes me laugh like, you know, Gene Wilder and Richard Pryor did. He's just, like, incredible in that way, and just like sitting around with him, I mean, you realize like what a talent it is. It's not like some friend of yours that's kind of funny. I mean, this is a guy where that's like his thing, is just like he could, you know, just his like observations. I mean, it's really comes from, I think, being like a really sharp guy, and also like I think he's a really sensitive guy. And I think that is like, it's one of those interesting things about comics that, you know, people talk about. It's like those great people that they're on the borderline, you know, and he's just a great guy, really fun and kind. It was really fun to see how they do that. I mean, it's like a military operation, and it's, you know, the independence I work on, it's the same thing, but it's, you know, it's like guerrilla warfare compared to like World War III or something, just like all these people working really hard. And it was really fun playing a policeman. You know, people would say, "God, how is it doing an action comedy? Like, don't you miss doing like the drama?" And I was like frighteningly fulfilled at the end of the day after like hiding behind a dumpster with a gun. I was totally satisfied. Pretty casual guy, but it was nice to kind of wear coat and tie around, and you know, have the badge on, and yeah, people definitely treat you differently, whether I was like on the movie lot or downtown. People are like, look at you and check out the badge. I'd walk onto the set in the morning, and Martin, you know, I'd be sitting there, and he'd like look over at me, and I'd be like, "Oh, morning, Martin," and he'd kind of start to laugh like that, and then he'd be like, "Sean, Sean," this guy that he works with, and he'd call Sean over and say, "Luke, Luke, say that again." And I'd be like, you know, "Good morning, Martin," and he'd be like, "Good morning, Martin." Then he'd talk to Sean, and he'd be like, "Listen, Luke, good morning, Martin. How you guys doing?" But that was his imitation of me, which I thought was not great for a guy that's so talented, but no, you know. It's one of those things when like people start using new phrases. It's kind of like being a kid. You hear something new and you're like, "Wow, what does that mean?" And like, I'd like to start using that. And but yeah, Martin had a lot of them, and "eel na na" was one that I think describes an attractive woman. And but yeah, I did feel kind of funny. I'd be like, "Now, wait, what does "eel na na" mean again?" And like, in what situation would I like use "eel na na"? And be like, "No, Luke, I don't think you ever use "eel na na." I think it might have been "Back in Black" by AC/DC, which I don't know what this says about me, but I still listen to it fairly frequently. But yeah, that's I think what I remember first buying in the fourth grade. I was always a Mad Magazine guy, so if I heard that I was up for Alfred E. Newman, that's when I'd be excited. Bong water. That's like makes me feel like a senator with some skeleton in the closet. Yes, there was an intern. No, yeah, that was this movie this guy Richard Sears directed. And not only did it have Jack Black in it, but it had Andy Dick in it, and it was actually really fun. Had a great time. Jack Black is an incredible guy, though. I don't know if you've heard of you. You should guys should have him in here. He's got this thing Tenacious D that is, I mean, incredible. And I know they have an HBO show, which is funny, but to see those guys live is great. So funny and like good music, and you really can't even describe it. I'm kind of an old school guy, like, asteroids, but there's some pretty incredible games nowadays. That's always like the first thing I do when I go to a new town on location. I'll like ask around for an arcade, but there's like I like driving games a lot, and there's one out now called San Francisco Rush Hour, I believe, and it's pretty great. And then there's another one called Cruise in USA, which is pretty good.